That's my intro for this week. playing with Pokemon. Hey everyone, welcome to another week of my YouTube channel. We're gonna do something that I haven't quite done yet. I'm gonna call this week Let's Talk About, because I'm gonna talk about something. I don't really want to call it a review because I don't think it's not gonna end up being much of a review. It's gonna be more of me talking while I'm trying to formulate my opinions on something. So instead of calling that a review, because I'm me, we're going to call that Let's Talk About Something. So today's Let's Talk About Something is going to be Tokyo Mirage Sessions, hashtag, this is hashtag, FE. Weird name. It's also a pretty weird game, but yeah, let's talk about it. John Williams could not be here to compose the theme song for this, unfortunately. He said he had some star space bullshit he had to deal with. I don't know. But anyways, Tokyo Mirage Sessions is a collaboration between Atlas and Nintendo. And this is actually, I'm pretty sure, the first Atlas game I've ever played. Prior to this, my only real introduction with them is the really weird name tag hoarders that they always stuff in the E3 badges. And I actually probably have... I'm not going to dig through it, but I think I have one of those relatively close. But that's pretty much all I know about Atlas or Persona. So, yeah, I mean, I remember they announced this game, like, I think one of the initial directs for Wii U. Finally came out last year. I finally started playing it about a month ago. Finished it last night. Essentially what it is it's a group of people who are all teenagers, Japanese teenagers, and they're trying in one form or the other to become idols or Japanese pop stars or actors. So already I was like, this has an interesting kick. You know, I finished Sutsune Miku earlier this year. I watched Food Wars, so I'm kind of on this very super Japanese heavy streak, and so this seemed to fit right in. And obviously I love music. I'm a musician, and I do a lot of music stuff too. So I was like, this could, RPG about Japanese teenagers wanting to become pop stars. Pop's not really my thing, but this could be on my alley. This could be a thing. And if you had talked to me when I first started playing it, I probably would have told you this is like the greatest game of all time. It's not the greatest game of all time, and I've kind of come down off my peak on it a little bit since I finished it. But it is really cool. I had a lot of fun with it. There are problems with it too, and I'll get into those. But the main thing I want to talk about is the battle system. So it's a turn-based battle system, which we don't see a lot anymore. But Tokyo Mirage Sessions actually fixes a problem that both Xenoblade and I think Xenoblade X had it too. And, I don't play a whole lot of real-time RPGs, action RPGs. I don't like them that much, especially compared to turn-based. But both of the Xenoblade games had this problem where you could chain attacks with the other party members, but computers were controlling them. So it was really difficult to get the chains to work well, because, you'd have to wait for the computer to use an attack, and then, you could use your chain, and that would be fine. But if they had to chain after you, it was weird. It just wasn't good. Tokyo Mirage Sessions does that in a turn-based setting and does it awesomely. And the one thing I think I'm still willing to claim is it's one of my favorite battle systems, at least of the past few years. It's not quite as radical of a change as what Bravely Default and Bravely Second did, but it's up there with some some really good RPG turn-based battle systems. Like I said, especially the past few years. So how does it work? You have 3 characters going at a time. You can attack enemies. If you exploit an enemy's weak spot, which you can easily find, its element or its sword, whatever weakness, you start a session attack. And what these are a separate group of skills that you learn and can upgrade and stuff that chain off of each other. So if I attack this knight with a sword, and the knight's weak against sword, and then one of the other chains will chain off a sword attack, and we'll use like a sword ice chain. I hope I'm explaining this exactly right, because I'm still not entirely positive how they chain. Someone else will then chain off of, like an ice electric, and so on and so forth, and you could build 3 chains. That was really cool, because if you play it right, you can dispose of enemies relatively quickly. It's a flashy game. It has so much style and substance. So that's pretty cool. The awesome thing is you end up, by the end of the game, I think you have like 7 characters. I think 7. And you can unlock abilities for each of them, so even if you can only use 3 at a time. I should have said that before. You can only use 3 at a time. The rest of them eventually unlock the ability to battle in session chains even when they're not in your main party. So you get these giant chains of attacks, which are really, really cool. The problem is, you know, towards the end of the game when you have these long chains, like, I can't think of a lot of RPGs where I just run around battling stuff and forget to do other things because I'm enjoying fighting so much. That doesn't happen very often. Yeah, it does here. It happened in Tokyo Mirage Sessions. I'd just be like wandering around battling stuff, and I think the battles are by and large the best part of the game. However, they kind of lost their speed towards the end of the game because if you're running 10 chains at a time, there's really nothing you can do to speed up the chain animations. And, you know, I'd just be sitting there kind of laying back, you know. You don't have to do any button prompts during them either, just watching the chains go. Easy fix to this, put in something, you know, like Paper Mario where you have to press a button to change, you know, to add damage or something like that. I wasn't a big fan of the dungeon designs either. I've kind of thought they were just kind of confusing and convoluted. Just like navigating them wasn't a blast. And the story, it's not great. Side quests were pretty toss throw away. Like I said, the game kind of peaked really early on and then never, like, I thought it was on this path to literally be one of the greatest games of all time, and then, you know, it fell short of that. But I do want to say, I actually went and completed all of the side quests for all of the characters, which I think is kind of a good litmus test for if I'm enjoying a game or not, because if a game's not good, I'm not going to bother going and doing side quests. I'm just going to rush right through it. I think I finished it in about 40, 50 hours, but, you know, the one thing I do want to say is, again, I keep comparing it to Xenoblade, but like Xenoblade, when I finished Xenoblade felt, I don't remember exactly how many hours it was, 50 or 60, but it felt like 50 or 60 hours. It was a behemoth. Tokyo Mirage Sessions, for the most part, moves pretty quick. It's got a good pace to it, and it doesn't feel, you know, like a long 40-hour game or anything like that, and I think that does help. I do think that, especially with Switch out, and most people, you know, kind of letting their Wii U sit aside, that before you pack your Wii U away, give Tokyo Mirage Sessions a try. Especially if you're an RPG fan. And yeah, they just don't make really good turn-based RPGs anymore. And the rest of the game is probably, mediocre to middle fare, but the battle system really elevates it. And it's kind of opened a whole new world for me. Now I have other Atlas RPGs to explore, and people are jizzing over Persona, and yeah, so more games for me to check out. But anyways, those are my thoughts on Tokyo Mirage Sessions, #FE. If you played the game, comment, let me know what you think. If you're gonna check it out, let me know. If there are other games you want me to check out and tell you guys what I think about it, do that. If not, share, comment, link, subscribe, do all that cool stuff all the kids are doing so I get lots and lots of viewers and can retire in a mansion somewhere on an island. Until next week, everyone. Peace. Anyways, that's my if there are other games you want me to check out and tell me, Tokyo Mirage, the Human Torch was denied a bank loan.